God really worked in my life. I've been hearing a lot about creation for many years, and I've always wanted to go, but I never really felt like I had the chance. This year, I really wanted to go and thought I had the chance, but I thought I couldn't because I was just about to start a new job, and I didn't want to ask my mom for more money for another vacation. I decided not to go this year, and then next year would be easier because I would have a steady job. A few weeks later, right before the money was due for the trip, my Aunt Karen, who had been at Creation and heard me talk about wanting to go, said that she wanted to sponsor me for my entire trip, like spending money, tickets, everything. And I was completely blown away. I hadn't told anyone it had anything to do with money. I simply told them I was too busy and didn't want to take off work when I was just about to start a new job. I only ever kept it in my prayers. As soon as she called, I knew this was going to be the beginning of something that God was really going to do for me. I began to get very excited for the trip, not just for fun with friends and the week off of work, of course, but also because I wanted to see what was in store for me. Sure enough, my first night there, I had a breakthrough. I'd been feeling like something was missing for a long time, but I wasn't sure what. That very first night, I felt as though God made sure I was at Creation to hear exactly what I needed to get it all together. The skit guys, who are kind of like the Jeff Dunham of Christian world, were doing a skit that started out very funny, but ended up bringing tears to my eyes. One man was the guy who had a lot of problems, and the other man was playing the role of God. God came down to the man and told him that he wanted to chisel all of his flaws away, like stubbornness, greediness, etc. I kept thinking to myself, wouldn't it be easier if we could just tell God to come down and take all of our imperfections away? The more I thought about it, and it was a very long process because I tend to overthink everything, the more clear it became on why I was there. I found myself looking at what I'd become. I now had a new job, friends, a boyfriend, just an all-around busy summer schedule. Due to my busyness, I knew that things had to be cut out. One of the things that I unintentionally cut out was praying for everything. I used to be able to pray for many things throughout the day, whether it be good, bad, or just to talk. And I now found myself only talking to God when I needed him, almost as if God already knew what I was just thankful for the good stuff, but I was wrong. Then a quote suddenly popped into my head. If you only pray to God when you're in trouble, then you're in trouble.
That's true.
I definitely found myself in trouble, but I knew exactly what to do. They offered anyone who felt like they as well needed to be chiseled to come down to a prayer tent. I grabbed the hands of my good friend Amanda Baker and Kayla Suloff with tears in my eyes and recommitted my life to Christ. What that means is basically if a couple is married for a long time and they want to renew their vows, they can do so. It doesn't mean that they love each other anymore, that their marriage is any more special. It just means that they need to reassure themselves. Creation gave me the opportunity to do so many things. One main thing was stepping out of my comfort zone. This was a challenge that I had to face a lot. I felt led to reach out and pray for somebody who I felt needed it. I had never done that before and found out that the person I prayed for really actually needed my help. I also felt led to have a conversation with somebody who I had never talked to before but had a lot more in common than I thought, which was Robbie. I don't know about him, but I knew it was good to talk to somebody who I felt actually understood. Finally, I also got the chance to be baptized. I was baptized in a Catholic church as a baby when I was about 10 months old. Getting baptized as a baby in the Catholic church is kind of the norm, so I felt like it wasn't really my choice, it was my parents' choice, and it was the church's choice. Getting baptized at Creation gave me the opportunity to feel like I had a new clean slate, like I was a new person. And I really felt like this was my choice, and it was a choice that I would remember for the rest of my life. My final challenge was a big step of stepping out of my comfort zone to talk to a lot of people. For those who are close to me, they know I love to talk a lot, but I get extremely shy when it comes to talking in front of people I don't know or in large quantities, like this. Sharing my testimony with the group we went to Creation with, and now I share this testimony with you. I really feel like I need to emphasize a couple important points. One, if you feel a small tug in your heart or a little voice talking to you in your head to tell you to step out of your comfort zone and do something crazy, don't panic. You aren't going crazy. This is just God telling you to do something that will leave you with a remarkable feeling, and you will not regret it, I promise you. My mother was just recently ill, and she was in a lot of pain. She's doing better now, but at one point I saw her pain and felt the need to pray, not for her, but with her. I reached for her hands and asked her if I could pray with her, and tears of joy fell down both of our faces. It was a moment and feeling I wouldn't have traded for anything. 2, nothing is ever by luck or by chance. It's all God. He has a plan for you. It wasn't luck that my aunt called me to bless me with what she did. God worked through her to make sure I had the experience he knew I needed to bring me back to him, and it is one I will never forget. And 3, I want all of you to know that through this journey I was never alone. I had the help of my family, friends, old and new, mentors, and new mentors that I grew closer with at creation. Each played a special part in strengthening my faith that I have today. You aren't alone in your strengthening your relationship either. Look around you. There's a room full of people waiting to help you, myself absolutely included. I still can believe God chose me, of all people, to make sure I was there at creation to straighten out what I need to. Then again, he did it with all who went, and he does it with everyone who loves him at some point. The funny thing about the whole story is that when my aunt sent the check for my money with creation, she wrote me a little note. Want to know what the note said? It said, "Thank you for giving me the opportunity to bless you." So she sent me money and then thanked me for letting her send me money. It's so remarkable to know that there are still people like my Aunt Karen out there. No words can describe how much I love her and am grateful for giving me this experience. David texted me and asked if I can try to keep this in between 5 to 7 minutes, and I did try. I just wouldn't feel right leaving out any of my experience. Thank you for letting me share this with you, and I pray that in this opportunity I've spoken to at least one person's heart. I feel like this is why I was brought to share this with you. Thank you.